Hi, fellow traders. I hope everybody had a good day. Well, at least a better day than I did. I'm going to recap my trades here from today in a few. But the last 2 days, I've been having issues with the YouTube live feed. It seems like I thought it might have been my computer. I changed computers. I checked the upload speed, and everything is the same as it was in previous weeks. I don't know if the problem is with YouTube itself, if their server is something going on with it. Not really sure. But if it continues to do that, I'm just going to have to suspend doing the morning show until either I find another home or they get it fixed. But for right now, I'll just share my morning message with you prior to me recapping my trades. So this morning I asked the question, do you run on empty? Not are you running on empty, but do you run on empty? And what this question is asking you is if you make the choice of running on empty. Because there are people who drive around in their car and they have money in their pocket, they have a gas card, and they're moving so fast that they never fill their car up. They'll put enough gas in it to get them where they need to go, or for a day or two until they feel they have time to fill it up or to deal with it. And then another day or two comes and they don't put gas in the car. And this happens constantly. And it's not that you don't have the money, you just don't take the time and fill up your car. And what happens in the car is you have an electric pump, and inside the tank there's a little screener on the tank. And whenever you have contaminants or anything in liquid, it typically settles to the bottom. So in the bottom of your gas tank has all the contaminants from the years of you putting gas in it. The gas tanks sometimes are contaminated. Sometimes you get a little water in your gas. Whatever happens, it settles to the bottom. And if you run it low on gas, then you start picking up not only the trash that's on the bottom, but the stuff that's on top of the gas, that when it gets low, you're starting to, pick up the trash and stuff that's sitting on top of the fuel level. And the more trash you pick up in that screener, and the more your fuel filter gets clogged, the harder your fuel pump works. And that kills the life of your fuel pump. Well, for us, especially in trading, if we keep running ourselves on empty, meaning if we don't take time out to recharge ourselves, to fill our gas tanks back up, to stop for lunch and get something to eat. You notice me in chat every day. I'm going to take my time and go get something to eat. I'm going to go for a walk. When the weather's good, I ride my bicycle around the neighborhood. I recharge myself. I fill my tank. You want to make sure you eat. You want to take time to eat a good meal. Because all of these things, when you start running on empty, and you choose to run on empty, you choose not to take care of yourself, just like your fuel pump runs out of steam and it expires early, you'll do the same thing. So you want to make sure that you're not running on empty, that you're taking your time, and that you're making sure that you get enough sleep, making sure that you eat before you come in the market. Make sure you get your exercise. Make sure your mind is right before you get in the market. And I'm going to share something with you here in a minute when we start looking at my trades. And I made a mistake today, And it's something that I knew I shouldn't have done, but it all boiled down to me running on empty this morning. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. And this is what made me think about this as I was taking my son to school. So just hang around for that. We'll get to that in a second. All right. I want to announce that we are having a free webinar on Thursday at 8 o'clock entitled The Truth About Day Trading. And the question I ask you, can you handle the truth? Most people don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear the glamour. They want to hear the fairy tales. They want to hear all of this. But can you handle the truth? That's the question you want to ask yourself. So what I'm going to be doing is talking about the truth. It's what I talk about every day, what I try to show every day in chat. So if you want to hear the rest of the story, just sign up for our free webinar. It's going to be Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m. The link is going to be in the description part of the video, or you can go to our website, averagejoetrader.com, and you can register there. Also, I want a quick reminder that we do have Day Trading the Average Joe Way. This is a class that I'm doing that I'm teaching live, and I'm teaching my process and my strategies, everything that I have put together that makes me successful. And this is a 15 class course. It's 90 minutes per class. I'm only taking a max of 25. If I only have 5 to sign up, then I'm still doing it, because it's good, because I'm able to give you the attention that you deserve in a class. It's just like when I was teaching classes. I didn't want my classes too big that I couldn't give my students the attention that they need. And that's going to help them achieve success. They have the best chance of achieving success when their teacher or instructor has the time to give them. And as part of this, you get access to the chat room for the 4 months that this class is in session. You get all of the perks that the yearly subscribers get. We have a weekly webinar that we do on Wednesdays. We do have the small group mentor sessions. We have at least 2 of those a month. And if I can do more, I'll do more. You have access to a market replay platform simulator. The ability to form private study groups, which I really, really suggest you do. And this is actually a picture of a study group in session. You have access to the microphone and screen share where you guys talk with one another. You have the ability to share your charts, and everybody can kind of analyze what's going on and all of that. So it's really, really a good thing. Plus, you have lifetime access to the recordings. I will record the classes as I do them, and only the people that took your class will have access to them, because when I do another class, that'll be another set of recordings. So that's what we have. If you have any questions, you want to find out more about it, just hit me up and I'll be glad to talk to you about it. Alright, so to my sorry day, you can see 2 red trades, and what I really wanted to demonstrate. Today really for me started out bad. Number one, I woke up late. And one of the things that I always like to teach is that when your when your schedule is off, I have a schedule. I have a process that I follow to help me get prepared for the market. And when that process gets broken, the smart thing for me to do is not trade. And I usually never trade when that happens. But because I'm have this chat room and people are looking at me to trade, I felt an obligation to trade, which is why that same obligation that had me over trading when we first opened the room. But you know that I kind of got over, and now I'm more trading like myself. But I did take some trades today that normally I wouldn't have taken because I was out of sync. I could not really get the pulse of what's going on. And even though these entries were okay, I just didn't have the pulse of the market today. And so after these two trades, I realized it and I shut it down. And there really wasn't a whole lot, unless you were in the right place at the right time, there wasn't a whole lot to do. And the worst thing you can do is start chasing trades and start trying to make a market for yourself. You always want to sit back and wait for the market to come to you. And if it's not coming to you and you take a couple trades and you're just not with it today, shut it down and come back tomorrow. Okay, because I could have easily continued to trade and been down $200, $300 and ate up all the money I made yesterday. But I recognized what was going on. I remembered what happened this morning, and that I was late waking up. I didn't get to go through my routine. I kind of felt like I was sleepwalking, and my trading pretty much showed that. But in this trade, this is KR, and this hit our RSI extreme scan. So what I was looking for it to do was to bounce, retest VWAP, and short it for more of a move down. Well, we have some pretty, swinging candles here, and the spread was a little bit wide too. So I really shouldn't have taken this trade based on the stocks that I normally trade and the action that I like to trade. But I just felt an obligation to take a trade, which I shouldn't have. And I took this because I was seeing this reject VWAP, which it did. We closed here, we opened here, and we started selling off. And I was like, this is pretty good. Then all of a sudden, bam, within 15, 20 seconds, this thing was all the way back up, looking like it was ready to test VWAP again. Then this candle opened, went up, sold all the way off, and then got bought right back up. So I kind of knew I was in trouble then. Then this candle opened, went all the way up to the 20, pulled back, and closed above VWAP. Here we go again. This action I should have just gotten out of. But I left it on, stubborn, stuck to, and just let it hit my max loss stop, which was just dumb. But I did it. Thankfully, I had my max loss stop in, or else I might have still been holding this thing. Who knows? But I had it in. Lost $75 on it. Well, actually, it didn't hit my max loss. I'm sorry, because my max loss on this trade was $100. I was in 500 shares, and my max loss was $100. But when we claimed this 20 here, that's when I took it off. So I did take it off a little. Really, this was a lot late. I should have taken it off here and waited to see if we would reject it again, but just didn't make a smart decision. And I think all of this had to do with me just not being there this morning. I just wasn't there 100%. The next trade I took was VRX, And I really waited on this. I waited for a clear rejection this time. Got the rejection. Here's a confirmation here. We were below the 9. And I went to get in 500 shares here. But only got filled 240, which is why this is an odd number. Only got filled 240, and it never came back. So I just canceled the rest of the order, and I was waiting for it to hit 1055. But we got down to like 58, 59 or 58, and then we bounced and never came back. And I ended up stopping out here once we claimed the VWAP here. So that was my morning. You know, I realized there was one YY that was a nice trader that hit our reversal scan, and I just flat missed the trade. I was sitting here waiting for the spreads to come together, and I'm telling myself the whole time, all you need to do, the way you trade these, is you take half your position size, get in, and if it retests, add, you'll be in full. If it doesn't come back, at least you catch part of the trade. And I didn't get in, and the trade went over a point. It might have made 2 points at some point. I don't remember, but I was sitting here telling myself, and I know they heard me in chat saying it, and I was sitting here telling myself this is what I need to do, but I never did it. And by the time I got ready to do it, it was too late because the trade was gone. It was over with. So normally when you have days where you're rushing to get in, you're not taking your time, things really didn't materialize for you, then that's when you just take a step back. And so you either just watch the market today or paper trade or whatever. That's the smart thing to do. But I didn't do it, and I ended up losing about 120 bucks today when you count commissions. Still, still green on the week, barely because of yesterday, but could have very easily taken myself red on the week if I had continued to chase stocks, continued to trade, and just really could have put myself in a bad funk. So I'm pleased with how I handled the day. I'm pleased with me shutting it down and just kind of moving on and just being there to kind of help out when I could. But I really, really want to demonstrate to you guys exactly how you have to trade in order to be successful. I know a lot of people in the room will sit there and they continue to look for trades all day long. The market is flat. There's nothing really moving. And, if you're paper trading, that's fine. But if you're trying to trade a real account, or you're paper trading and you're trying to work on moving from paper trading to a live account, the last thing you want to do is sit there and chase stocks all day. You want to establish your setup, your strategy, and just trade it. Don't pack up and move and try to follow this person or that person because they're calling out a stock that's moving. Because it's so easy. I mean, a lot of us are in multiple chat rooms. So somebody could be calling out something somebody else is calling out in another chat. You don't know what strategy. They don't know what strategy they're trading. And if you don't know, that's when you get in trouble because you can't manage the trade once you get in it. So really, I can't stress enough to stick to your guns. I can't stress enough. Stick to your guns. Stick to your strategies. If it's a slow day, just like mine was today, pack it up. Come back tomorrow. for 2 days in a row, no opening range breakout or breakdown trades. None. They aren't. They're slow this week. So I'm not trading them. I'm looking at a secondary move. Secondary moves didn't work today. They worked okay yesterday. So tomorrow we'll come back looking for the same opening range trades again. And if they don't hit, I'll go back to looking for the trend continuation trades or reversal trades. If they're not following through, shut it down and come back Thursday. One thing I'm not doing is bleeding my account. You're not seeing my account bleed a little bit by little bit by little bit. It's going to grow a little bit by little bit by little bit. That's what we want to do. So that's going to be it for me today. I hope everybody has a great evening, a great night, and we will see you guys tomorrow morning. Again, if I didn't announce it today because I'm not sure that it's going to be working, but if it does, we'll try and have free chat, or not free chat, but sneak peek Wednesday. I'll be live streaming it. But if YouTube is still having issues, then it's not going to happen for me. So just be playing it by ear tomorrow. So have a great evening, great night, and we will see you guys tomorrow morning.